Which brings us to song number 2, Little Red Corvette. Now, this song actually has quite a bit of controversy behind it as far as people questioning who the song was written about. And there are two very distinct camps with this song, one of which being people believing that the song was written about vanity. Now, although that seems like it would be a pretty good guess as to who it was written about, the reality is that the song was written about a woman named Mi-Ling Poole. And even if you listen to the 12-inch version of this song, Prince even calls her out and even says in the song, "Mayday, Mayday." So he pretty much gives his nod to Mi-Ling Poole. And a lot of people also say, well, you know, when Vanity passed away, he came out and he said the song was about vanity. And that's not what he said. When he came out, he dedicated the song to vanity. He did not say the song was about vanity. He just picked a song out that he felt like was a good song at the moment, dedicated it to her, but he did not say the song was about her. The song distinctly is about Mi-Ling Poole, and when you see her book and you hear all the details that are indicated in the song, and you align it with her stories of their relationship, you are going to agree and understand why we are in the camp that we're in. Well, people were saying, well, if you know all this stuff, well, why don't you divulge it? Because she's releasing a book, and I can't sit here and divulge all the details. You're going to have to read and see for yourself. Now, keep in mind, there are people that you know of in Prince's camp, well-known names that all confirm that this song is about Mi-Ling Poole, and that Prince even told them directly that the song was about Mi-Ling. One person who has already gone out in front of press is T.C. Ellis. T.C. Ellis has already divulged that Prince told him directly and confided in him that the song was about Mi-Ling Poole. So who is this person? I'm not going to go too far into this because I know that you guys kind of want to know a little bit about the history of this song, but I do want to talk just a minute about who this person was. Mi-Ling was a newspaper columnist, and she also had a radio show in Oklahoma. But at the time she met Prince, she was a college student at the University of Minnesota when she met him in 1979. That was the second time that she had actually met him. And she came from a very prominent black family in St. Paul. Her grandfather, Lewis H. Irvin, was a minister and the first human rights director for the city of St. Paul. And her uncle, Frank C. Kent, was the commissioner of human rights for the state of Minnesota at the time. So one of the biggest things that is a large pinpoint in this particular song is the portion of the song where he goes to the person's house and he says, "I saw all the pictures of the jockeys that were there before me." And the moment that he is referring to is the time that Prince came over to her house and saw this wall of quote unquote jockeys, and those jockeys being athletes such as Muhammad Ali and WBA heavyweight champ Mike Hercules Weaver and Golden Gopher Trent Tucker, who also went on to play with the NBA, among others. And she met all those boxers through an organization at the university. But she was in some of those photos, and the issue is that she could see that it really unnerved Prince, and that was a moment that really had an impact on him. So, of course, when she heard that portion of the song, the moment and the time that he's referring to was extremely evident. And there's a bunch of other little components in that song that she's going to refer to in her book. But at least a little bit of background of the source content is in there for you so that you can kind of understand why we are such in a supportive stance for her. And not that it really matters, because that's not really the most important thing. The most important part is the song itself. But we kind of felt like, or I kind of felt like, this was going to be an opportune time for me to kind of explain a little bit why we are positioned in the way that we're positioned, to kind of just, we have no reason not to believe her, because there are so many components and pieces to this story that you have not heard yet, that we are privy to, that I am privy to, that she has confided in me, that's going to be in her book. And you're going to be like, oh, word? Really? And you're going to see pictures, and you're going to see all kinds of stuff that's going to be coming out in this book. And you're going to be in our camp as well once you kind of get a little bit of the background story. But again, a little bit of the background of the source information never hurts. She has plenty of detractors, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are listening right now going, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you're even giving her so much airtime. Take a chill pill. We're just kind of talking a little bit about this song in general. And you guys want to know the history of this stuff, right? You want to know where this stuff comes from. Trying to give you as much information as I possibly can. So, all that being said, let's now talk about the song itself.
To hear the full album review for 1999 on Funkatopia, go to funkatopia.com.